Hello, it's Gary here from Rise of the Gay Cinephiles. Throughout our video nasty season, a trigger warning will be in place for sexual assault, animal cruelty, graphic violence, racism and other forms of bigotry as we discuss these films from a very different time. It may not apply to all of them, but it's best to keep the trigger warning here just in case. Enjoy the episode. Welcome to Rise of the Gay Cinephiles, a show where we, two gay cinephiles who watch way too many films, discuss various themes and eras of cinema. I'm Gary.
And I'm Chris.
And for this season, we're discussing all 72 films from the Video Nasty DPP List in alphabetical order. Experiments, spitting, pissing, rats, hugs and kisses. No, it's not a night out at the Eagle in Manchester, it's another Gay Cinephiles Video Nasty episode.
There are two people listening that found that incredibly funny.
And they are very welcome.
Good for them. But yes, visit. If you ever visit Manchester, make sure to go to the Eagle.
Yes.
It's a premier gay bar. And there's Eagles all over the world, isn't there?
I think
They're all...
I think they just share the same. I don't think they're a chain.
You think?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't think so. But if anyone knows, write in. Let us know. What's new with Chris and Gary?
What is new?
Your film of the week, The Conjuring Last Rites.
Yes, of course. What's film of the week?
Well, we watched The Conjuring Last Rites. That was fun.
We did.
We also watched. I was about to say Inferno, but that's it's actually part of this episode. So
Yes.
spoiler. Angel Dust was amazing, but highlight of the week is The Long Walk.
Oh yes, of course, yes.
One of the 4 Stephen King adaptations from this year. The second one to make it to our best of the week, I believe. Life of Chuck.
Life of Chuck, yeah.
But yeah, Long Walk, in my opinion, is even better. I loved it.
Yeah, it's 2 films by Stephen King, from books written by Stephen King, or stories written by Stephen King, that are kind of the opposite ends of the spectrum.
Yeah.
One is very life-affirming, despite being quite sad at times, but very life-affirming. The other one is absolutely miserable. It's very sad, very depressing, and because of that, very powerful in what it's saying. It stirs up very many fears for the future. It's very well made, impeccably acted. Like, really, the acting... Because, I don't think this is a spoiler, the film is, we're watching people walk.
Yeah.
Young guys walking for a hell of a long time. That is the film. And so the dialogue and the repartee between the actors and the characters is fundamental to the film. And every single actor does a fantastic job. Yeah. I said even Mark Hamill. Well, Mark Hamill was never known for being the best actor in Star Wars, but he's a fantastic voice actor, and he puts that to great use in this film. It's, really a wonderful film. I say miserable maybe isn't the word, but it's very dark. It's a very dark film. It is dark.
It's
a tragedy.
It needs to be a miserable film because it's honest.
Yeah. And
it's very topical for the world as it is right now.
Yeah. It's you gotta be in the right frame of mind. I feel it isn't a film that's going to be for everyone. A lot of people use cinema to make themselves feel better or to escape. You know, if you are that person, don't do it. Don't watch the film. But I would highly recommend if you are in the right mind space for it.
Yeah. And much like Life for Chuck, they both star Mark Hamill and both made me cry. So if you fancy a cry to Mark Hamill, there's 2 films for you.
Any other Mark Hamill films that make you cry? It depends how you feel about Star Wars.
Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
The Last Jedi, depending on the mood I'm in.
The
Rise of Skywalker, crying because it exists.
Oh, is that controversial take? No.
No, everyone hates it.
Okay, cool. I forget. I to be honest, the original 3 I can differentiate between because it's been a hell of a long time. But I do struggle between the newer ones. These sequels. I do. I'm sorry.
Well,
who am I apologising to? George Lucas. He didn't give a shit.
No, he doesn't.
He's rolling in cash.
He doesn't. So, Shelf Love. Whilst we don't have any Blu-rays to talk about, we've gone for a bit of a different Shelf Love this week, as I said I would on the last episode. And we're going for some books. Do you give it books on shelves?
You do? Yes, absolutely.
And one of our listeners, Matt Rogerson, has 2 books. And they've been kind enough to send us both. The Vatican versus Horror movies, which is out now. And that takes a look at the history of the Catholic Church's many issues with various films, with many of them being horror and exploitation films that you would have heard us discuss throughout this season, and maybe some to come. And then there's Fulci's Inferno, which is an upcoming book and available for pre-order. And this is, of course, Matt delving into the life and films of master of horror and director of various films from the season, Lucio Fulci.
Yeah.
And there's like a specific dive in there of his use of Roman Catholicism within his work. We're very excited to read both, and you can find both on McFarlaneBooks.com. So thank you very much for sending those our way.
Yes, 2 incredibly interesting subjects and not too dissimilar to what we're covering in this season.
Exactly.
So very much companions to our podcast.
And I also have another highlight that happens to be a book for Shelf Love. And it's the one I said last episode that I would mention, and it's Spiraling by Cal Speet, which is one of the best books I've read all year. It's hilarious, it's heartfelt, and it's also painfully relatable at times too. It captures what it's like living as a queer person in Manchester very well, and I can't recommend it enough. If you've ever wondered what it's like to be a queer person in Manchester,
I wonder.
That's probably why you listen to this podcast. Full experience.
Well, if you do know, then you'll definitely be well aware of the eagle.
Yeah.
Does the eagle get a mention?
The eagle doesn't get
book?
a mention.
Oh,
no. Unless I'm forgetting. I mean, it's been a week since I read it, but
yeah.
I do not believe G-A-Y.
I feel like you'd remember. G-A-Y, of course, yeah.
Brewers may have got a brief mention. Yeah. And I don't think it was very niche now. No one's got a fucking clue what I'm talking about. I don't think it was McTucky's I got to mention, but it was a chicken shop on Canal Street.
Okay.
Anyway. No, I've got no segue for that. Let's just get into it.
No.
Let's get back into that vault of...
Are there no chickens in these films? There is a chicken.
Is there?
Oh, I think there was like a slaughterhouse chickens. They just throw in there to be controversial. Was it one of these films? I think it's I Miss You, Hugs and Kisses.
Probably.
Oh, who cares?
But yeah, getting back into those nasty films,
yes.
We have Human Experiments from 1979.
Someone is performing human experiments. Somewhere between medicine and witchcraft. Somewhere between progress and the unthinkable. Human Experiments. Rated R.
AKA House of the Living Dead. Makes no sense.
No.
Cruel Experiment. The Living Dead. Electro Choc. Sounds tasty. A Murderous Experiment. Experiments on People. Yeah. The Nightmare. Beyond the Gate. Women in Prison. And Brainwashing.
I mean, I'm sure there's another film called it, but Women in Prison is pretty much what it is.
It is. So, I think Human Experiments is a fantastic film.
Film.
It would be a wonderful
fantastic film?
A fantastic film. I do not think that. A fantastic title for a film.
Yeah.
And it conjures up images of the island of Dr. Moreau, potentially like Nightbreed sort of creatures.
Yeah.
And doesn't deliver that
No.
at all. It doesn't.
It's written and directed by best title Electrochock.
Okay. I went with Human Experiments.
Electrochock makes it sound like people have been captured in like Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. They've been electrocuted. Written and directed by Gregory Goodell. Co-written by Richard Rothstein. Starring Linda Haynes, Jeffrey Lewis, father of Juliette Lewis, Ellen Travolta, sister of John Travolta, and Aldo Ray.
Yes. So a few fairly famous people in this.
Fairly, yeah.
Fairly.
It's quite funny though, because Ellen Travolta is in this film, and actually couldn't tell you which one was Ellen Travolta because there are about 6 women in this film that look like John Travolta.
It's true. The struggle was real. Linda Haynes, I probably know her most for Coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was great in Coffee. But yeah, Aldo Ray is one of those names that always crops up. I think he was just a bit of a character. Oh, he was in Don't Go Near the Park.
Oh, there we go.
He was in Don't Go Near the Park. But he was in Pat and Mike, some war films.
He was in Pat and Mike.
Pat and Mike, yeah. The bisexual classic starring Spencer Tracy and Katharine Hepburn.
Well, this film, Human Experiments, is not a bisexual classic and is about a demented prison doctor performing gruesome shock therapy experiments on inmates. It's not.
No, it's actually about a gorgeous and talented blonde singer who is arrested, sent to prison and subjected to awful conditions and psychological experiments by a madman. No, it's not Taylor Swift and Donald Trump. It's Human Experiments. This is what Donald Trump wanted to do to Taylor Swift. I hate Taylor Swift. Yeah, it's... I think we did it a little bit of a disservice.
It's alright.
It's a passable film.
It's alright.
It's one of those films where there are moments where you're like, okay, I'm entertained.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of guff in between those moments. And it never delivers on what it promises.
No, and what it promises is this diva, like, serving the house down boots the entire film, because she shows up, she provides a cunty performance in her car and in the bar, shows a man how to shoot, gets called a cunt, gets given a room of cockroaches, and is underpaid for her performance. What a journey.
She is.
She can also pick up music notes and write them on sheet music whilst driving.
Well, she can't.
I didn't say she didn't run anyone over, but that's talent.
That is the
To
reason
even
she
attempt
crashes.
That's talent.
Before texting whilst driving, there was writing down musical notes whilst driving.
Well, yeah, the famous...
She crashes. She then walks in. So it's not even like she's sent to prison for the experiments necessarily. It just... She happens to be in prison when the experiments are taking place. So she's not kidnapped in any kind of way. She stumbles upon this house. This twink has killed his family.
Yeah.
She gets the blame for it. He looks... It's giving... is it Power of the Dog? What's the guy's name? Yeah. He's given that. And she walks in and the family's dead. Then she gets sent to prison. Then it becomes a women in prison film.
Yeah.
It actually starts off really like Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore.
It does. There are actually no human experiments until the final 10 minutes. And even then, to call them human experiments is a fucking stretch. I mean, it's not really... It's... Yeah.
Yeah. She does a few experiments herself, though, doesn't she?
She does.
How close she can get to getting off before she's caught in a prison cell.
That's the real human experiment here.
The film is very gratuitous.
It is.
At times with its nudity. And yeah, our leading lady, she's having a real blast, but it gets interrupted, and she's absolutely, and I don't blame her for it, absolutely fuming that her good time, giving herself a treat, sorting herself out, is interrupted.
Yeah. I mean, it's not very fair. She's just trying to have a human experiment.
She's got some... Do you know what? She's got a lovely pair of undergarments, considering she's in prison, I have to say.
Well, do you have any favourite dialogue?
I have absolutely no favourite
dialogue. I have a wonderful piece of dialogue.
Go on then.
Talking about that twink who got shot. Someone says, That fine boy who is now in a coma and will never regain consciousness. No, he's dead. That's not a coma, honey. He's dead.
Yeah. Oh.
He's in a coma and will never regain consciousness.
Yes, which is incorrect.
Yeah.
Because he... I mean, spoiler alert, he does come back.
Well...
I'm sorry to tell you.
I know, but I'm just saying that dialogue.
Yeah, no, of course.
Someone wrote
so
that
it's bad dialogue, and it's also really incorrect.
Yeah, someone wrote that dialogue, listened to it back, and allowed it to end up in the film.
It's also one of those films where a lot of stuff happens at night in the prison, and it's very dark, so it's not actually easy to see what's happening. And we watched it on a not great quality video, did we? No, it's not exactly got a 4K release. Yeah, it's ultimately one of those films that we wouldn't be talking about if it wasn't for the Video Nasties. We wouldn't be sat here talking about it. It's not a terrible film.
I was never bored.
I will forget it in a year's time.
I was never bored, and I really enjoyed Linda Haynes in this.
Yes, I
thought
did.
She was great.
Yeah, and there were some real standout moments.
Like whenever she sings, it's so camp.
Yeah, which is really, it's probably what we're going to remember. We're like, what was that film about? Like, just remembering her singing and it being like, Alice doesn't live here anymore. But apparently, an interesting little tidbit that we learned just today was that Jeffrey Lewis was quite high up in Scientology.
Yeah.
And obviously...
Given Juliette Lewis, that probably shouldn't have been a surprise.
Yeah, but given the... Well, we didn't even know they were related until today.
True.
But given the John Travolta connection, and the fact that the film is quite anti-psychology, people have put two and two together and thinks that it's a Scientology film, which doesn't make it any more interesting.
No, it makes it even worse. Makes me want to take a fucking star off. Well, IMDb has got a 4.5 out of 10. Letterboxd rating is 2.8 out of 5. And I give it a generous 3 out of 5.
Yeah, I gave it a 3. There were some really nice campy moments. I really did enjoy Linda Haynes' performance.
Yeah, there's just so much of it surrounding her. It's just empty. It's just nothing. I forgot to tell you, it was not prosecuted.
No.
It was originally passed uncut for cinema, and there's never been a UK re-release.
No, doesn't need one.
Did it deserve to be on the list? Why do we think it's on there? I mean... Our lead diva fingers herself in bed. Is that really enough to get it on the list?
Yeah. There's I think
it doesn't belong on
the
there.
word experiments. I think is what people didn't like.
Mm-hmm.
The front cover of the VHS as well looks a topless woman from behind. Our legend Linda Haynes. She's looking shocked, so I don't know if they didn't like it. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, I mean, they're just making
it's made this shit up as they went
but
along,
no,
it
did not deserve to be on the list.
No. Can you tell we're getting a little tired of these video nasties? Like the average video nasties.
Well, this next one actually is the first, and spoiler alert, I didn't give it half a star, I didn't even give it 1 star. But this is the first film throughout this season, and we've watched some fucking shite. This is the first film where I've actually sat there and I've actually thought to myself, do you know what? Some of these really should have just been left to rot. They should have just been buried, never discussed again. And I'm sure there are so many masterpieces out there that have been buried and have never been discussed ever again.
Yeah.
But instead, we are here discussing I Miss You, Hugs and Kisses from 1978.
Horror and murder.
P.S. I miss you. Hugs and kisses. Oh, my dear God.
I Miss You, Hugs and Kisses. Starring Elkie Summer and Donald P. Long. A Murray Markowitz film.
AKA Left for Dead, Strange Murder, I Miss Your Caresses, The Murder, The Judgment, Looking for Your Kisses, Who Murdered Magdalena, Drop Dead Dearest or Under the Spell of Death. Okay, Drop Dead Dearest is an amazing title for a film.
It's very good, but I think it should have been called Who Killed Magdalena?
Yeah, is that a bit too on the nose?
I mean...
Drop Dead Dearest should have been an alternative title for Jennifer's Body.
That's true.
Great title for that. Yeah, maybe Drop Dead Dearest makes it sound like a comedy. I Miss You, Hugs and Kisses is a great title, which, I mean, not for the... It doesn't really...
It sounds like a giallo, and that's really annoying because I didn't know anything about this before watching it, so I was expecting giallo.
It was given giallo. She had, on the front cover, on the poster, giallo haircut. Like, women loved that blonde bob, didn't they? Giallo films.
It was written and directed by Murray Markowitz and stars Elk Summer, Donald Pillen, Chuck Schumacher, and George Toulitis. And it's about a woman who's murdered and her millionaire husband is accused. But is he guilty?
Oh, is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh. When Charles decides his wife is too cunty to live, he pays...
I know where you're going with this.
He pays someone to murder her. Or does he?
You're
Maybe he does.
Arsehole.
Maybe not. Or he just dreamt of killing her. Who the fuck knows? Who the fuck cares?
No, are you really not going there?
And what were I going with?
Oh my god, you had the perfect one.
Did I?
I'm so annoyed. Oh my god. Okay. I'm gonna do one.
Go on then.
When Charles has had enough of his cunty wife with a blonde bob, he goes with another woman who is ever so slightly cuntier. The latter part isn't true to real life, but the rest sounds a little familiar. A Charles arranging for his wife to be murdered.
Yeah. Oh, ooh.
His cunty wife with a blonde bob, who probably does a lot for the gays. Magdalena, let's be honest.
Oh dear. Oh, I'm glad you said that. I hope they don't do human experiments on you in prison.
Well, I hope I don't get hugs and kisses from the royal family either. But there we go.
I didn't.
Did that not clock? It's only just clocked to me. To be fair,
yeah.
We watched that entire film, and this entire scenario is Princess Diana. Rest in peace. God rest her soul.
Do you?
The people's princess.
I suppose I didn't think that. I thought Magdalena was. Is it Magdalene or Magdalena?
Magdalena.
Oh, whatever. Letterboxd say Magdalene.
Oh, Magdalene.
Magdalene, I thought was cuntier than Pauline. Maybe that's why I struggled.
I don't know. Yeah, but then in real life, Diana was certainly cuntier than that other moron.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, okay then. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
The other moron.
But in this film, I will say Pauline is slightly cuntier. Because she's French. She's got a fucking beret. I mean, come on.
Yeah, but Magdalene is like...
It is a great bob
think.
as well.
I'm going to fuck whoever I want. Fuck you.
Yeah, that's true. Well, it wasn't prosecuted. It was released with 1 minute and 6 seconds of cuts in 1986. So it was listed in the UK as an official video nasty. It was eventually released as Drop Dead Dearest in 1986 by Heron Video after those cuts were made that I just mentioned. Those cuts were made to edit shots of head blows and clubbings and to shorten a scene of necrophilia.
Yeah.
Wild that I'm telling you that about a film that is essentially a fucking courtroom drama.
Yes.
We get a fairly brutal death scene for the opening scene.
Yeah, absolutely.
But then it's followed by a boring man talking shit about his dad being killed by Nazis and women being sour or sweet like apples. Fucking title card telling us this is a true story. Never a good sign unless you're watching Texas Chainsaw Massacre. This film does not know what it wants to be.
No.
It is so confused.
It's all over the place.
It's so confused. We get camp photo shoots, we get erotic sex scenes, we even get a willy jump scare. And I'm sorry to tell you, but I do have in my notes, Pauline Court is one of the cuntiest women to be seen in a video nasty.
Beautiful gowns. Absolutely beautiful gowns. Magdalene and Pauline... Yeah, Pauline is... I think the character of Pauline put me off because she was a little, I still love him. Despite everything.
So you don't think Charles should have risked it all for her?
I think Charles should have fucked off, and Pauline and Magdalene should have got it together.
That's
But I
true,
think that in
because-
every film.
Funny enough, Alk Summer and Cindy Gerland are the only people actually trying with their performances in this film.
That's true. The men let us down in this one, and that includes the director and the writer. I think what I didn't enjoy about the film the most is the boring parts. Yeah, the courtroom part, the men talking to each other part, the fact that we didn't really get too much character for Magdalene.
Yeah.
It kind of one-dimensional. I think they were almost going for this horrible woman. You know, she's using this man for money or whatnot, and I think a lot of the film takes his side.
Yeah.
If he's the murderer or not, but it's like kind of justified. And I also think it really revels in the violence against the women.
Yeah.
Well, Magdalene in particular, but then there's another completely random scene of a woman being murdered, absolutely unnecessary in the film, because there's a serial killer around, and he has murdered in the area, and they think that Magdalene could have been killed by him. And it takes you through these scenarios, and shows it in quite graphic detail as well. And in this one in particular, the girl gets stabbed repeatedly in the stomach. There's squirts of blood coming out. You know, the effects are pretty good. But then she is raped afterwards. Like, her corpse is raped by this guy, and it's like, why is this necessary in this random courtroom drama?
Yeah.
What is the point of that?
It was almost like it was desperate to get on a Video Nasties list. It's like there's no reason for those scenes to exist.
I think it just wanted to justify its existence by offending people or being brutally violent, but it feels like it really enjoyed the violence against the women. And I know we watch lots and lots of horror films, and the horror films a lot of the time does have violence against women, but this one, it just seemed, because it felt so unnecessary. It's like we have to see so many scenarios of Magdalene being killed, and some of them are made up scenarios, dream scenarios as well, and there's a scene where all of the suspects for the murder kill her, and so it's quite an extended scene of different men bashing her over the heads.
Scenes like that feel like they're intended to be comedic, which is really weird.
think?
Well, especially like the Kill Bill red tint.
Yeah,
Flashback.
I mean, that was
stuff.
just
that genuinely felt like it was trying to be comedic. You know, I mean, her husband's having this conversation with someone in a pair of Speedos whilst this is happening.
I think that was a little I have to say that was a little camp. Just because one of the scenarios was her being electrocuted in the pool.
Yeah.
And I thought that was quite I mean, that's very like Murder, She Wrote.
It is. That a lot of this film felt like Murder, She Wrote.
Yeah, that's true.
But the thing is, what we remember is this actually is based on a true story. So it's insanely exploitative. But yeah, I mean, going back to Magdalene or Magdalena, whatever her name is.
I've got it both. I've got both. Oh shit.
There's a scene where she walks into a boxing gym with her big fur coat, her cunty beret, and that bob. I just wanted to mention that.
Yes.
It's one of the coolest things I've ever seen.
Yes.
And yeah, just wanted to let you know.
Yeah.
Also, and her face card checks out even in death.
Yeah, very true. Like, the women, you know, both of them look very, very fashionable.
So what I am trying to say is, if you're going to exploit women, at least you're making them look good as well.
Yeah. There's a scene though as well where it's recreating the forensics at the scene, and there's a very extended shot of her having her clothes taken off, covered in blood, and so you see, you know, her naked corpse being moved around, and I'm just like, Again, and this is something that's come up a few times and will continue. Is this meant for people to get off of?
But they do it at the scene of the crime, which is really fucking weird. I don't think that's what happens.
I don't think that was what happened. I don't know. But it's been a while since I watched CSI. But
Well,
yeah, it
poor,
felt really creepy.
yeah. Poor Pauline gets a nasty phone call.
She did.
Someone
Yeah.
calls her up and is like, "Why don't you go back to France, you cunt? Whore, whore, whore."
The controversy.
Oh, Pauline. And so
Well, she did shag a married man.
Yeah.
and she knew it as well.
Well,
And she believed his bullshit too.
I just don't think she should be being called a cunt when she should be told she's serving cunt.
Yes, that's true.
And I'm not going to say who, but someone gets a bold cap, and I swear to you, it is one of the worst things
It's
I've ever
not
seen.
good, ladies.
It is, like, you can see the line.
Yeah.
Why? Why did that make it in?
Yeah. It's a very weird film.
It's
very
so strange.
weird.
Like, what's all the Nazi stuff about? Why is that in there? Like,
Yeah.
it's just there for no apparent reason.
Yeah, it's very, very strange.
Yeah. I didn't know what it's about. I was expecting a slasher or a giallo, and
That's
what I
what I
got
thought it
was...
would be. I thought it would be like Night School for some. You know, I thought it was going to be a slasher film.
It's just incredibly bland as well.
Yeah, there wasn't much to it.
But yes, it exists, unfortunately. It has a 4.1 on IMDb, 2.8 on Letterboxd. Oh, by the way, every film apart from Inferno in this episode has a 2.8 on Letterboxd, which is wild. My rating, I gave it 2 out of 5.
I gave it 2 out of 5.
And did it deserve to be on the list? Why do you think it's on the list? It's the necrophilia.
Necrophilia.
Like, the completely
And
unnecessary necrophilia.
And it is quite violent.
Yeah.
It's quite a violent. And there was, I mean, she's nude, covered in blood as well during the forensics side of it. So it is surprisingly, like, really trashy, really.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Well, for the rest of the episode, we have 2.5 big hitters. Starting with I Spit on Your Grave from 1978.
Forgive me.
This woman will cut, chop, break, and burn 5 men beyond recognition.
On your knees.
I don't like women giving me orders.
And there isn't a jury in America that will convict her. I Spit on Your Grave. Rated R.
AKA Day of the Woman, Take Revenge, Jennifer's Revenge, An Eye for an Eye, Spit on Your Grave, Angel of Vengeance, Woman's Day, Don't Rape Jennifer, Animal in Heat, Raped Woman, The Violence of Sex, Bloody Revenge, The Housatonic Revenge, not sure what that means, Women's Day, The Revenge Girl, and Blood Angel.
It's so strange to think some parts of the world sold the film on some of those titles.
Yeah.
That is so weird.
Yeah.
Personally, when you think of the context of the film and who's doing the spitting on the grave, I think I Spit on Your Grave is cunty as hell title.
I Spit on Your Grave is a fantastic
But I also love Day of the
title.
Woman. I think Day of the Woman is a really good title.
That's true. That's true.
But I Spit on Your Grave is just like, it really hammers down the point.
Yeah, absolutely. I fucking love that title. There was a 2001 film called I Spit on Your Corpse, I Piss on Your Grave. Which I was always on, I think it was Diabolic DVD when I never bought it. It's got a fabulous 2.7 on Letterboxd.
Well, I mean, that's only 0.1 less than this. Written and directed by Meir Zarchi. Absolute sweetheart of a person.
Yes.
We spoke about I Spit on Your Grave as an original versus remake in the Horror Cult Trash Over days. And Meir Zarchi was generous enough to repost it and say lovely words about us and tell all his followers to go listen, despite the fact that we completely trashed the remake that he produced.
Yeah.
But
we kind of came from a little bit.
The
original
a little
too.
bit. I think I'm going to be a little more generous about it this time, though.
Yes.
I think let's talk. Yeah, there's more to get through before we get
Yes.
into it. Starring Buster Keaton's great niece, Camille Keaton,
Yeah.
Erin Tabor, Richard Pace, and Anthony Nichols. And it's about an aspiring writer who is repeatedly assaulted, humiliated, and left for dead by 4 men she systematically hunts down to seek revenge.
Good for her.
Yeah, is that your premise?
Yes.
Yeah.
Good for her.
So let's get into the history of I Spit on Your Grave. It was prosecuted, released with 7 minutes 2 seconds cut in 2001, re-released in a longer re-edited format in 2003, which reframed the rape scenes but was cut by 43 seconds to the second rape scene by the BBFC. The original print was released again with 3 minutes cut in 2010, and the film again receives 1 minute 41 seconds of cuts for the 2020 Blu-ray release. So as far as I know, I don't think this has ever been released uncut in the UK.
No.
So Meir Zarchi was inspired to make this film, and if you listen to our I Spit on Your Grave episode, I do apologise for the same trivia again. But this is a new name for the podcast, a new season, so you're going to hear it again. Meir Zarchi said he was inspired to make the film after helping a young woman who had been raped. He said he, a friend, and his daughter were driving by a park when they saw a young woman crawl bloodied and naked out of the bushes. They picked her up, took his daughter back home, and talked with the friend about whether they should just take her to the hospital or the police. They decided to take her to the police first. The officer, who Zarchi described as not fit to wear the uniform, insisted she answer questions about her assailants before she went to the hospital, even though her jaw was broken and she could barely talk. Finally, Meir Zarchi insisted to the officer that they take her to the hospital right away. He later found out the girl was attacked while taking a common shortcut to meet with her boyfriend. Soon afterward, the girl's father sent Zarchi a letter of thanks for helping his daughter and offered him a reward, which Zarchi actually turned down. So I really think Meir Zarchi is, from what I can tell from internet research, is a really good person.
Mm-hmm.
And it really backs up my argument that this isn't... It does some things it shouldn't do, but I don't think it's a bad film.
No.
And I don't think it was made with bad intent.
No. I think it's a misguided film at times.
Mm-hmm.
I think the sort of elephant in the room is the fact that the rape scenes take up a third of the film's runtime, or thereabouts.
Yeah.
Like a huge amount of the film is taken up by the rapes, and it's repeated.
It is.
And it's too much.
It goes on for roughly 25 minutes.
Yes, it feels exploitative.
Yeah.
It does, not in a titillating kind of way, not in that people would get off on it. It hammers it in just too much.
Yeah.
And it's uncomfortable to the point of, this is just ridiculous now. And I think it takes away from what the film is trying to say or trying to do.
Yeah. Well, Camille Keaton herself said in 2019 that she doesn't feel this film or those like it are misogynistic at all, as some have claimed. She said the first film was inspired by true events involving Meir Zarchi when he rescued the woman. So I don't think it's exploitative. I think it's empowering to women. That's what I love about Meir's work. It doesn't glamorize anything, and even the grittiness of the cinematography shows the tone of what's happened. Statistics show that in the United States, 1 in 5 women have been sexually assaulted, so the truth is that it's a very real and worldwide issue. Mm-hmm. Most of us know someone who's been affected. When a movie takes on a subject like this, I think it's very brave. She added that the censorship of the film is an hypocrisy. She said, we can go on the internet right now and see porn, which children can easily access. But we can't show betrayal, i.e. it's not really happening, or someone being raped, which is a real issue. I believe art can wake people up, especially something that makes a statement. And that is the thing. At the end of the day, it's uncomfortable to sit through, and it's harrowing, because it's a very harrowing subject. Yeah. And, this is probably, out of all of them, the one that, out of all the rape revenge films from this era, that really puts it in your face how horrific it is, and lets you know how much someone could be affected by this and stuff. Now, obviously, in real life, I don't think everyone who's been sexually assaulted is going to go out and chop people up, but it doesn't. Yeah, like I said, it feels like it's coming from the right place, but
Yeah.
the scenes shouldn't be that long.
No.
And if you look at something like Revenge, which may get a mention later on in this episode, and it's always my go-to. I always say, and the thing is, there's not even many rape revenge films that I can say I hate, because I like Last House on the Left. I like I Spit on Your Grave. You know, I love Revenge, and I think Revenge is the best rape revenge film that's been made, because you don't have to see it. You don't have to see it to know how bad it is.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't graphically show it. It's not exploitative. And, you know, it lends it to a horror film that can be put on any time. But again, I think there are places for films like this, and something like The Nightingale, which was made in recent years, where that is maybe even more brutal than I Spit on Your Grave, and really fucking difficult to sit through. But again, it's made by a woman, so
that is ultimately
that's the difference.
the reason.
That's the difference.
That really is.
But a little more trivia. All 4 males asked to appear naked in the film to remove awkwardness and embarrassment about their own nudity, and to show solidarity for Camille Keaton, who spends so much of the film without her clothes on, of course. Which is it's so nice to know it was at least a comfortable set that this was on. It was submitted.
Were they married at the time?
I think they were married
Meir and
after.
Camille,
I think they met through this.
Oh, okay.
It was submitted to the MPAA several times. It was originally rejected due to violence, though the MPAA didn't specify which violent sections should be trimmed. And the film finally passed after Meir Zarchi had removed all references to anal rape, which appeared to be the issue.
Oh.
The model in the iconic poster shot, and it's a fantastic poster. It's iconic. Everyone knows this poster if you're a horror fan. Was allegedly Oscar nominee Demi Moore. And this was actually, I say allegedly, it was confirmed in her memoir, Inside Out. Producer Charles Band brought the video distribution rights for the film in 1981. And when it came time to design a new poster, he felt Camille Keaton was too thin and wasn't shapely enough for the poster.
Oh, lovely.
So he sought a new model.
My
At the same
God.
time, he was also producing sci-fi horror film Parasite, which co-starred Moore, who had been a nude model before getting into acting. He thought she had the perfect backside for what they needed, so he chose her to pose, which is fucking ironic as fuck when you take into consideration the message this film's trying to give out, but also what Demi Moore would go on to be nominated for an Oscar for as well, and the message of that film.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Yeah.
It was originally released in 1978 with the title Day of the Woman and was poorly received at the box office. In 1980, distributor Jerry Gross renamed it I Spit on Your Grave after a 1959 French drama and re-released it. This time it received more publicity, and probably because of, but also it also, what was I going to say? It became a key target of Roger Ebert and Gene Siskel's campaign against films featuring women in danger, which, as I was trying to say a minute ago, is probably why it received more publicity and why it became so popular, as well as the video Nasties on top of that.
Yeah.
And it's made an impact on the horror genre and has gone as far as spawning a remake in 2010, which has 2 sequels, and it has an official sequel in 2019 with the original star reprising her role. And that's the history of I Spit on Your Grave.
Yes.
Yeah, the Me More thing really just says so much about the fucking film industry, and it's so fucking frustrating. Roger Ebert and Gene Siskel hating it, predictable. What do we have to say about the film itself?
Well, like I said earlier, I think the rape scenes are too long. I really do. But I think the filmmaker's heart is in the right place. It's meant to be a cathartic film.
Yeah.
The best parts of the film are when she gets her revenge. They're great. The setups are great. It feels cathartic. Obviously, you know, this isn't anything that I've been through, but it feels cathartic. It's definitely good for her cinematic universe.
Yeah.
And so I don't really want to bash it too much. It's just it's slightly misguided. I said it during our initial episode when we discussed it. I wish a woman had been involved in the writing of the film.
Yeah.
I do wish that, because we've seen that when women make these kind of films, they work much better.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't think it's a film that shouldn't have been made. But I think the people involved it's slightly different, involving a woman, it would have made it better. I don't think it's a bad film. It's not a film I want to watch time and time again, really. But it's not a film that I would refuse to watch again.
No.
If you could maybe find a cut or make your own cut of the film that shortens that scene, and I actually think it would work much better. It would be, it would. What came afterwards, it does that thing, and I have to say, it does that thing that annoys me. It's where obviously a woman has been raped, and in order to get back at the rapists, she uses her sexuality. And that always makes me feel a little uncomfortable.
I get
when
why.
Men write that into it.
Yeah, I get why, but I think in the context of this film, I think I've always taken that as, they tried to use... Well, they didn't try. They used their aggressive sexuality to put her through all of that torture for 25 fucking minutes. And then she comes back and uses hers to trick them into falling into her trap to kill them. And when you look at, looking at it like that, I think it makes sense. And Camille Keaton looks so cunty when she gets her revenge.
She does.
With her big white dress, a gown that she's wearing, that outfit. It's honestly iconic. And
it's the scene of her on the boat.
Yeah.
With the axe.
Which is pouting with the axe.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Scenes.
I think she's fantastic, and it's just a really fantastic performance. I think once we get into the death scenes, I think my favourite is the castration in the bath. Mm-hmm. It's the one where you probably see the least of what happens, but I think it feels just as horrific because of that.
Yeah.
Again, good for her. But yeah, I do think there is an argument for this to be an empowering feminist film. I just don't know if an empowering feminist writer would have included something for that length for the rape. But
yeah,
The Nightingale is fairly lengthy, so who knows? But I will say, and I will always say, I do believe this is a good film and not a film that should just be dismissed as misogynistic trash.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I don't know. I'm a man. I could be wrong.
Yeah,
that's my viewpoint. That's how I view it. Anyway.
Yeah. Yes.
And I'm sure next week we'll be saying the same about Last House on the Left as well, because it's easier. I think with these films, I think when you look back at them and when you haven't watched them in a while and you think about them, you think, oh god, here we go, or whatever, this exploitation trash. But really, when you really look into it, I do feel like these filmmakers have actually put some effort into, making it more than just, oh look, she's getting raped for titillation.
Yes.
I don't think it's just that.
Yeah.
Obviously it's a little more complex with Last House on the Left, considering some things they do, but that is something we'll discuss next week. But for now, yeah, I would say to watch this film, but just prepare yourself for a horrible time.
Yeah.
IMDb rating is 5.7 out of 10. It has a 2.8 on Letterboxd, of course. I gave it 4 out of 5 on Letterboxd.
I gave it 3 out of 5 on Letterboxd.
Did it deserve to be on the list? What do you think it's on the list? Oh my god. This film was made for Mary Whitehouse to moan about.
Yeah. Even the title alone would get it on the list.
Of course.
But yeah, there's many reasons that we've spoke about that would get it on the list. Yes.
Something a little more light-hearted, which is murdering people. It's Inferno from 1980.
AKA Dario Argento's Inferno, The Mansion of Hell, Trinity of Death, The Inferno of Horrors, Horror Infernal, Inferno 80, The Gates of Hell, The Three Gates of Hell, Fire Dance, Horror Infernal, Fire Dance of the Zombies. Inferno's a great title. I mean,
I like Inferno 80. I think that's quite cool.
yeah, that's true.
Although you have to watch the other
year, though,
79
isn't it?
first.
Yeah. It's just the year, though, isn't it? Inferno's a great title.
It is. It's written and directed by Master of Horror Dario Argento, co-written by an uncredited Dardano Sacchetti and an uncredited Daria Nicolodi. Based on Suspiria de Profundis by Thomas De Quincey, starring Lee McCloskey, Irina Miracle, Eleonora Georgi, and Daria Nicolodi. And it's about an American student who investigates the disappearance of his sister and the death of a friend, both connected from New York to Rome by an old alchemy book.
In this sequel to Suspiria, dumb white people start being killed because they can't mind their own business. If you thought Susie Banyan was fucking nosy, you ain't seen nothing yet.
It's true. This entire film would never have happened if people just
minded their own business. Like, there's scenes where they're just walking into some random person's house. She's like, "Hi, oh, sorry, are you cooking up a, boiling hot potion? Oh no, you want to stick my head in it? Oh, sorry, I'll get out now." Because it is. I mean, it's based on Hansel and Gretel.
It is.
And it Hansel and Gretel is a story about minding your own fucking business.
Well, it turns out the DPP and Mary Whitehouse should have minded their own business because it wasn't prosecuted anyway. Originally passed with cuts for cinema, released with 20 seconds cut in 1993, and re-released uncut in September 2010.
It was only on the list because a cat eats a rat.
Yeah,
or a mouse.
Yeah, and I think because of the cat getting its head bashed in as well.
There's animal violence.
But I mean, yeah, the cat having its head bashed in, but the cat eating the mouse, like, come on.
Yeah,
seriously,
you can see that walking down the street.
It is the second part of the Three Mothers trilogy, following Suspiria and preceding Mother of Tears. The film that could have made it a perfect trilogy, but did not.
Yeah, I was going to say Mother of Tears. We watched it together. I was disappointed. Yes.
20th Century Fox co-financed Inferno because Suspiria was so successful.
Nice.
Now, I said directed by Dario Argento.
Mm-hmm.
Partially.
Oh.
Legendary Italian horror director Mario Bava assisted with the making of the special effects on this film. According to Irina Miracle, almost all of her scenes were directed by Bava. Dario Argento was rarely on set through most of the shoot. Bava was uncredited for the other following duties: camera operator, lighting technician, and second unit director. Bava passed away shortly before the release, sadly. Reportedly, Dario Argento was ill with a severe case of hepatitis throughout the production. At one point, he had to be bedridden for a few days, leaving the production to work on only second unit. Argento has since called Inferno perhaps his most challenging film for this reason alone. Yeah, that's wild, because actually, you can see the Mario Bava in this.
Yes.
But also, it's very Dario Argento too, and that, ladies, gentlemen, gays and nays, is why this film is a masterpiece. According to co-writer and star Dario Argento, she didn't fight for writing credits on this film, as she had an ordeal just getting writing credits for Suspiria. According to Nickelodeon, the basic plot of Inferno was her creation, and Argento wrote the screenplay working from her story notes while staying in a room in a New York hotel situated with an aerial view of the city's Central Park. And that is why we should hire women writers, because it's a very well-written film, and it's absolutely ridiculous that she didn't fight for a credit for it, and it's ridiculous that she had to fight for Suspiria.
A credit from who? It's like Argento himself.
Like, weren't they married?
Well, yeah, they did divorce, I feel, eventually. Because...
She should be credited. She wrote a fucking story.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy that she would have to fight for credit. But against her husband? I'm not really sure the ins and outs of that. Surely not. But, yeah.
But, yeah, let's be honest here. When me and you first watched this film, we weren't the biggest fans, were we?
No, we struggled.
So much so to point out, what was the original rating? Like, I gave it 3.5 originally.
I gave it 3 out of 5.
I'm really confused as to what film we watched.
Which doesn't sound... It was like, oh, well, that's
but
not
for
too
Argento,
low. But for Argento, the sequel to Suspiria...
Argento 70s...
at his...
Yeah.
You know, this is in between what I believe to be his 2 best films.
Yeah.
Suspiria, Tenebrae. You know, this is that period where everything he touched was solid gold.
Yeah.
To have watched this the first time and be like, oh, that was alright.
Yeah.
Is a huge disappointment.
It is. But I feel like we watched something different, because this time around, I could see it for what it is. And of course, like you said, it does keep up that fairy tale approach by Suspiria, this time going with Hansel and Gretel. And you can see Dario Nickelodeon's writing. You can see Dario Argento's directing. You can see Mario Bava's help.
Yeah.
And what comes of it is, it's a masterpiece. It really is. You know, for a film to give us such a boring lead male character and yet still have me completely captivated by everything that's going on, that's impressive.
He was dull. I have to say, incredibly attractive though.
Yeah,
I thought he was fit as fuck in this film.
He is the pin-up of the film.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's also filed under the every single woman in this film is cunty genre.
Oh my god.
The face card on Sky Ferreira with her cat.
Yeah, yes. Irene Miracle, so cunty with her wet look.
Yeah.
So she goes for... so Irene Miracle got the job, didn't she?
Yeah.
Because she was a very good swimmer.
Mm-hmm.
And the role called for a lot of underwater swimming. In like the cleanest water, but
yeah.
we'll forgive that. Because we do want to see what's happening. And so she goes down and she does the swimming. And she's wearing just a white blouse without a bra underneath. And my God, so cunty.
Yeah.
Amazing.
That scene is just incredible.
Yeah.
It's one of the best scenes
It
of any of
looks
Argento's
fantastic.
films. Like her finding the corpses underneath there, and it's just, it's that perfect mix of fairy tale and horror. It feels
and
like
gothic as well.
Oh
very,
my God,
very, very Bava-esque, if that's the term. Gothic on display too.
Yeah, and it's incredibly gory as well, with that signature Argento blood, that red that is instantly recognisable from his films. A really fantastic scene involving a guillotine in here, which is my favourite death of the film. Killer rats. It's really horrific stuff. And best of all, it has that Technicolor style from Suspiria, and it utilises it so well, because like all of this film, pretty much all of it, was on sets.
Yeah.
And that's even more impressive.
A lot of the set designs are very Suspiria.
Yeah.
Esque as well. There's also forgive me, I'm struggling to remember her name. She was in Suspiria as well. She was in Eyes Without a Face. Forgive me, I should know her name. Not the
Aldi.
Alida Valli. She plays Carol the caretaker.
Yeah.
But she was also in Suspiria.
Yes.
As, goodness. I should remember these things.
Tanner.
Miss Tanner. Yes. I've watched the film like 1,000 times. But yes. So there's those connections there, which are pretty cool if you're a fan of Suspiria. You know, a lot of like stained glass as well used. Mm-hmm. And that score. Oh
yeah.
Keith Emerson, who from Emerson, Lake and Palmer, who did now maybe controversial, but did an even better job in Murder Rock.
Wow.
Does a fantastic job with the soundtrack to this, like really fantastic.
Yeah.
He should have done more films. I don't think he did that many. Yeah.
It's perhaps one of the most underrated pieces of 80s horror. I really think it should be, you know, it should be talked about with some of the greats. And I'm so sad I didn't see that originally when I watched it, because it just does everything perfectly. It just does it so well, and it is Argento at his best. You know, that run that he had from Bird with a Crystal Plumage up until Stendhal Syndrome, it's so impressive. It's just hit after hit after hit. He's one of my favourite directors, and I think sometimes I forget that, but he really is a genius.
Yes, yeah. I mean, let's be honest, there's a few flops at the end.
Yes.
But at his prime, it's, you know, genius work, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is, you know, I think for me personally, I can nitpick just a little bit. I'm not quite there. But obviously enjoyed it way more on this viewing than I did the original. You know, I think could have just done with maybe a little more coherent plot. Really, there's a few bits where you're like, oh, okay, what's happening here? But yeah, no, loved it. A great atmosphere, great fun. It's a classic horror film.
Yeah,
nice kills and soundtrack and Argento's signature style with a bit of Barber's signature style there thrown in too.
Well, it has a 6.5 out of 10 on IMDb and a 3.5 out of 5 on Letterboxd. I gave it a solid 5 out of 5 this time.
I gave it 4.5 out of 5.
Did it deserve to be on the list? Why do we think it's on the list? No.
No, it didn't.
It's just the cat scene. That's literally...
Yeah, it's so random that would be...
Yeah. In fact, I'm surprised this made it on today and Suspiria didn't. I feel like Suspiria is a little gorier.
Yeah, no, Suspiria is, yeah. Yeah.
But there we go. And finally, to end this episode on a low.
Yeah.
It's Island of Death from 1976.
Yes, I love you like you love me, and I always will. I can't live a moment without you, ever since you're mine. And I love the world that's around you, from the birth of time.
AKA The Devil Is Your Enemy, Devils in Mykonos, Island of Perversion, The Devil's Children, Death Island, Destination, The Gentle Rustle of Madness, Sexual Vices, A Craving for Lust, Psychic Killer 2, Killing Daylight, Devil's Island, The Island of Terror, The Devils of the Island, and Cruel Destination.
I quite like Devils in Mykonos, if I'm honest.
I like Devils in Mykonos, actually. I do. It's what happens in the film.
It's
the devils and they're in Mykonos.
It's written and directed by Nico Mastorakis, his feature-length debut, starring Robert Belling, Jane Lyle, Jessica Dublin, and Gerard Gonalons. It's about a couple of perverted and maniacal killers who get loose on a Greek island.
Yes. Or the premise simply shagging and death.
Yeah.
Lots and lots of shagging and lots of death. Man, woman, beast, everyone gets shagged and killed. Gay, straight, bi, literally everyone.
Yeah, it was unsurprisingly prosecuted.
Yeah.
Originally passed with cuts for cinema, but refused a video certificate in 1987 under the title Psychic Killer 2. What's Psychic Killer 1?
Psychic Killer 1, I think... Oh, I'll come back to you on that one.
Well, it was re-released with 4 minutes 9 seconds of cut in 2002 and finally released uncut in September 2010.
Psychic Killer is a film from 1975. Starring Aldo Ray.
There we go. So, when watching this, I was like, because obviously, Chris, you hyped this up for me as being like one of the worst films.
Yeah,
ever
so
made.
it was one of those films that I had watched before Gary had watched, and it doesn't happen too often, particularly when it comes to horror films. And I genuinely thought it was one of the worst things I'd ever watched. Ever.
Yeah.
I fucking hated it. It was this and Squirm that I told everyone were the two worst films that I'd ever seen. Then I met Gary, and we started this podcast, and I've watched a lot worse than that.
Yeah. When I was watching it, I
Yes.
thought there could be a point here to be made for some interesting themes, particularly a look at religious hypocrisy in that this central couple are punishing sinners, yet they see no problem with what they're doing. You know, I think it could be really deep. Nico Mastorakis was inspired to make this film after seeing Texas Chainsaw Massacre. He noticed how much money that film made and decided to make a more violent and more perverse film to make more money. He admitted in an interview the only motivation that he had for this film was money.
Yes.
The budget was so low that Mastorakis took a small acting part in the film because the actor originally cast in the role that he wanted him for was equivalent to $80. He didn't have that to spare.
No.
And he admitted in the DVD that exists because of money, that he pushed for a big physical media release because some bootleg DVDs made a lot of money.
Yes.
So I don't think this film's about anything.
No.
I think it is shock after shock after shock for no particular reason. And for the first half of the film, I was fucking entertained. I was having a great time. I thought it was so stupid. I thought it was giving John Waters, if it was purposely trying to be a comedy.
Yes.
I don't know.
It
because
wasn't.
it hits that second half. And if it is meaning to be a comedy, then it's massively, to use a 2025 term, it's massively problematic. It's just a cheap cash-in, though, either way. It's just a cheap cash-in. But that first half is fucking wild. You get the characters having sex in a telephone booth whilst the guy's on the phone to his mum.
Yes.
He shags a goat and kills it.
He does.
There's some paint flirting, followed by paint death. Maybe my favourite death in the film. Queer Robert Smith and his twink boyfriend get murdered, which is a shame. Wasn't the worst representation for
No, it wasn't
this time.
really. I mean, they were getting married and they had all their friends there celebrating.
Yeah.
It didn't feel like they were a joke at all. But yeah,
Lesbians.
Kill all the homosexuals, but let the lesbians have sex first.
Yes, of course, because that worked for the trailer.
Yes.
A cunty older sex worker gets pissed on and enjoys it.
She's not a sex worker.
I thought she was.
She was paying him.
Oh, she was paying him.
She was a rich older
okay.
woman.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
but
either way, she gets pissed on.
Patricia is high camp.
Yeah.
I mean, Edith Massey would have played her
Yeah.
in a John Waters
It's true.
film. And like Gary said, the first half feels like a black comedy. It feels like it could be a John Waters film. It's so ridiculous. And so many stupid things happen during the film. You can't help but giggle. And then the second half, it just becomes a little tiresome.
And that's the thing. All of what I've just mentioned all happened in the first half. As soon as we reach that second half, it just hits the brakes so randomly and it slows down so much to the point that it's like, how is this the same film we were just watching?
Yeah, and it just feels repetitive.
Yeah, and then there's the twist.
Yeah.
which involves, and I don't think it's a spoiler to say, but rape followed by a love story, followed by incest.
Yeah.
And it's just at this point you're like, okay, you're just looking for anything now, and it's just it becomes desperate.
Yeah. I think I accurately described it whilst we were watching as soulless.
Yeah.
Because it's not being intentionally funny in a black comedy kind of way. Because it's literally only trying to be a cash grab in the... edgelord. I mean, it's edgelord shit, isn't it? And to be as horrifying and repulsive as possible, that it just is like, okay... It just exists, you know? It's just random, horrible acts, and it's like, okay. Yeah, fine. It's what I assume, and I've not seen the films. It's what I assume I would have the same feeling about the Human Centipedes films, particularly the sequels, where it's just like, okay, right.
Yeah.
Now what?
Yeah. I mean, fair play to the actors who do absolutely everything they need to do with these roles.
Yes.
You know, they're clearly in something very ridiculous, and they do as much as they can with it. I don't think it's badly shot. I don't think the soundtrack's terrible. I just wish that second half had been better, because I think it could have been really great if it didn't have that fucking second half.
Or if it had just played into the campery of it. If it just... was like, yeah, this is ridiculous. Let's be silly. Let's be, rather than stupid, let's be silly. You know, there's a difference. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't even think there's that much more to be said about it, really. It's
no.
Yeah. It has an IMDb rating of 5.1 out of 10. Letterboxd is, of course, 2.8 out of 5. I give it 2.5 out of 5.
I give it 2 out of 5.
Wow. For the worst film you've ever seen.
Do you know what? In fairness, he's actually made worse films as well.
Well, yeah, that's true.
From
Blind Date.
The director of Blind Date was very boring. He did Colder Than Night. We enjoyed that one, didn't we? That was an erotic thriller. But he also did .com for Murder, which I haven't seen. Have you seen?
No, but we have a friend who's seen it and said it was good.
That's his lowest rated film. Oh, wow. Okay. That's his lowest rated film with a 2.6.
Wow.
Oh, okay. Right, I see.
He did Hired to Kill. I love Hired to Kill.
We actually did. Maybe I'm getting a little mixed up with someone else.
I know who you mean. I know exactly who you mean.
Am I getting him mixed up with someone
you
else?
You are. There is a director
awful.
who just makes shit film after shit film.
And we're just a bit like,
And we've somehow watched loads of them.
Yeah.
I know who you mean, but it's not this guy.
It's not him.
But he did make Blind Date, and that was awful. Did it deserve to be on the list? Why do you think it's on the list?
Yes.
I mean, obviously.
Yeah. Goat shagging, water sports, a knife protruding between the breasts, gay sex.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, hangings, all of it.
Yeah. So, to round off the episode, it's time for This Could Have Been a Nasty, a modern film that would have made it onto the list. And as much as I told you earlier in the episode, it's actually not exploitative. I feel like the Tories would have still put it on there. And I'm going to go with Revenge.
Yes. I'm going to go with Irreversible, which I think took the controversial rape film title away from I Spit on Your Grave.
Yeah.
Because that had a huge backlash at the time.
You can find us on all social media by searching the name of the podcast, and if you can go give us a rate, review, and subscribe wherever you're listening to this, that'll be lovely. Next week, we are back with episode 10.
Wow.
We're down to the line.
We are down to the line, folks.
And we'll be discussing Killer Nun, The Last House on the Left, Late Night Trains, The Living Dead at Manchester Morgue, and Love Camp 7.
Oh.
Another fucking Nazi film.
Yes.
The last of the first time watchers, though, thankfully.
Yeah. I mean, they've all been great episodes, of course, but that could be a really good episode. Yeah, some very interesting films there. Some great ones, too.
And we'll be back on a slightly different day for the next episode. It will be another Friday one, on Friday the 3rd of October. because we're going on holiday.
Hey.
And we'll give a little more time to make an even better episode for you. So we'll be back at the same place on Friday the 3rd of October.
Bye.